Did you guys really think this shit was over? Did you really think the financial crisis, all the financial stresses would be over? Hell no. I got some really bad news for you guys. Um, Dr. Anthony Fauci, U.S. may not be back to normal until next year. It has been more than 6 months since the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic, and the country's leading medical expert is saying that the U.S. may not get back to normal until the end of next year. Testing sites that have spread across the landscape of the Tampa Bay and Central Florida areas, just like the rest of the nation, likely won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Medical experts say it may be some time until we get to where we were before coronavirus. National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases Dr. Anthony Fauci of the Coronavirus Task Force gave a series of interviews where he says even if a vaccine is available by the end of this year, most people will not be vaccinated until the middle or end of 2021. That means Americans have to continue to wear masks and maintain social distancing. He also says the spread of disinformation about the virus will prolong this as well. Quote, "You can't help but notice the divisiveness that's in society, and we're in a very politically charged atmosphere now. Whenever you're trying to get people singing from the same tune and doing the same things unified against this virus, it's very difficult to do that," he said. Fauci also worries that some still are not taking it seriously, giving examples of crowded indoor bars. There are still up to 40,000 new infections a day and 1,000 deaths across the country. So, they expect us to go through this bullshit for a whole year, another year, right? Where the fuck are the stimulus checks? Where the fuck is the UBI? Where is the Medicare for all or universal health care? Nowhere. And I don't know if you guys know what warp speed is. You guys should really learn what Operation Warp Speed consists of. Okay? What warp speeding is when you basically rush a vaccine hoping that it'll work. What's going to happen is more people are going to get sick when this vaccination comes out, and more people are going to die. And hopefully, it's actually going to work. But I highly encourage you guys to search up warp speed. This is really, really bad because, as we all know, we're most likely not going to get a stimulus check, and even if we do, it's going to be a one-time thing again. Meanwhile, corporations are going to get bailouts again. I think I told you guys this. The cruise line industry got a bailout last time we got these stimulus checks. Trillions of dollars, right? We got one stimulus check. You know how much it would cost to fund Medicare for all, for universal daycare, family paid leave, ending homelessness. I'm trying to think. All the social democratic reforms that I have been talking about on this channel, that's going to cost us $1.4 trillion annually. We just spent trillions of dollars on these bailouts. We could afford this. That's the worst part. But you know what? They're not gonna implement it because it doesn't make them money. Because you see, guys, here's what it's come down to. It's not just corporatism at this point. No, it's feudalism. It's straight up wage slavery at this point. Before the coronavirus, there was a report. There was a survey by NBC, I believe. 7 out of 10 people were struggling financially, according to them. 8 out of 10 people were already living paycheck to paycheck. Half of us were already making 30 grand or less. 1 out of 3 people couldn't even make their rent in July. 26 million people are expected to be homeless. The unemployment rate is disgusting. We are in a Great Depression right now, guys. We are in a Great Depression. And it's not looking good. We're looking at some serious shit that's about to go down if nothing changes. I don't know what's going to happen first. The economic collapse or a fucking civil war. Because now you got people declaring war on the streets. Did you guys hear about what happened in Portland? About that Trump supporter getting shot? And then a video coming out of a group of Antifa rallying. And the speaker said, "I'm not sad that a fucking fascist died tonight," quote, is what she said. I just did a story about Kyle Rittenhouse and the Kenosha thing. And all these protests and all these riots. Guys, it's not going to go good. And the worst part about all of this, it's all orchestrated on purpose. You really think that these protests and these riots are just a coincidence? It's a distraction. It's a distraction because the government has fucked up big time. They don't want to help us. They want to give us crumbs. And to make sure you guys aren't thinking, they're putting us all against each other. That's why I don't get into it on Facebook or Twitter anymore about BLM and backing the blue, because at the end of the day, it's a one-sided conversation. You can't be in the middle. I've been called a bootlicker, and I've been called a criminal for defending case-by-case bases. And I'm just over it. All the people who want to argue and want to go off emotion, fuck you. You're a partisan hack, and you probably shouldn't be in politics to begin with. I'm not going to be called a bootlicker because I'm not okay with cops being tased and people getting shot at, by police officers getting shot at. That's insane. But what's going on now between the economic crisis and all this protesting, it's not going to go good at all. The powers that be will simply not just let you have what you want. And I'm going to ingrain this in you guys for the next few months. Because when shit goes down, again, whether it be the economic collapse or the Civil War, you're going to be like, damn, maybe instead of defending the blue all the time, maybe I should have listened to him. Maybe I should have focused on the government rather than a bunch of Trump supporters or a bunch of BLM protests. Okay? At this point, backing the blue and backing BLM blindly makes you part of the problem. And this is a much serious problem. Why are we being so divisive about politics? People are going to be homeless next year. People don't know how they're going to pay their rent. People are losing their cars. It's real out here, guys. Luckily, I'm one of the lucky ones. Thank God I have a job. But I can't speak for the rest of America. People are literally committing suicide because of this. They don't want to give us UBI. They don't want to give us health care. You know how many people lost their health care because they had to quit their job? I just wish you guys weren't so easily distracted. Because right now, we should all be coming together and going to DC and protesting to give us some goddamn money. To give us some goddamn health care. You know, I saw this one story about $1 million bill from the hospital over corona. This isn't good, guys. This is not good. And the reason we have so many people in these streets right now is because they don't have a goddamn job. If the government was going to tell us, you can't work, you can't provide for your family, then your ass should have provided for us. Because if the free market can't fix it, then the government has to fucking fix it. So, we're in a huge crisis, guys. Like I said, search up warp speed. It's going to be disastrous. People are going to get sick. People are going to die. and they're half-assing everything. These people are psychopaths, man. These people are psychopaths. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about your kid. They love all of this. They want to keep you as distracted as humanly possible, and they know what they're doing. And you know what? It doesn't help that countries like Israel and Russia are purposely infiltrating not only our government, but they're the ones causing this shit as well. They want racial, political division. They're going to divide us any way possible. So we got to get it together. We got to stop worrying about these goddamn protests and start worrying about actually protesting something that's going to matter. Okay? Not saying that what happened to Jacob Blake or the whole Kyle Rittenhouse case isn't an issue. It is an issue, but it's a very, very, very small issue compared to 26 million people expecting to be homeless next year. That's what we should be protesting. That's what we should be pissed about. But instead we're not. We're over here stroking our ego and fighting people who are basically on the same side. You don't think Trump supporters, you don't think BLM people want exactly what you want? Of course they do. We all just have a different way of going about it. And it's just so sad that people are treating politics like a religion. If you don't believe what I believe in, then you're inferior to me. People are dying. People are killing other people over political beliefs. No different from anything like the Holocaust. Not saying it's, obviously it's not as tragic. Not millions of people are dying. But what I'm saying is that it's the same type of mindset that Hitler had. We got to get it together, and we got to start protesting things other than police brutality, because it's going to be chaos next year. There's going to be it's not over. You think 2020 was going to be over? No. This is just the beginning. And if we don't get our heads out of our asses soon, there will be, I don't even think there's going to be any state that's going to be able to calm their people down. There's going to be complete chaos. And we're just going to go back to the caveman days if we don't do something soon. So, I don't know. The future isn't looking bright anymore.